Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely hilarious. Hit subscribe and share this segment everywhere. Trump hints at legal action in response to Mar-a-Lago search. August 19th, 2022, The Hill. Former President Trump on Friday hinted at taking legal action in response to the FBI search of his Mar-a-Lago property last week. Trump said in a post on a social media platform, Truth Social, that a, quote, major motion related to the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution will soon be filed related to the search. He claims his rights have been violated at a level rarely seen before. The Fourth Amendment protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. Now, Trump's post comes after a federal judge on Thursday said he might be willing to unseal parts of an affidavit that was used to establish probable cause for the FBI search on his Palm Beach property. Now, here's why this is absolutely fantastic. They didn't have probable cause. I mean, they might justify the search in the affidavit. They might say, well, an informant told us, and we trust the informant without ensuring the informant is telling the truth. Because there is an FBI informant on trial this October, next month, 2 months from now, a month and a half from now. The Durham Probe Special Counsel has a man named Danchenko, who is the Steele dossier subsource, indicted under 5 counts of giving false information or testimony or lying to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You have a Steele dossier that was completely fabricated with sources the Bureau used or trusted. Okay? You have Sussman, who compiled a whole bunch of nonsense, and the attorney that actually did lie, he lied in a text message, but again, nobody at the Bureau was deceived. They all wanted to go after Trump. So you had Clinton paying Michael Sussman, you had Hillary paying Christopher Steele, the DNC and Hillary, paying people. Then you have Alexander Downer linked to Bill and Hillary's foundation. All roads lead to Bill and Hillary, and I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024. I have my Hillary 2024 and my Trump 2024 bumper stickers I'm going to put right up there, okay? Right above Bridget Bardot, right up there, okay? And they're coming, okay? So I ordered them, but I want a rematch of 2016 for a number of reasons. However, they are desperate they are desperate to indict Trump. They don't have a crime. They don't have a crime. The Mueller probe produced nothing. He's never been indicted. He never will be indicted. If he ever is indicted, it's because they just want a public relations monstrosity to create the enthusiasm that Democrats lack. Okay, he didn't commit a crime. They have nothing on him. They only have endless investigations and allegations and innuendo and false, baseless claims against him. If what they say was true, he would have been in prison. The difference between Hillary and Trump is that James Comey went to bat for Clinton and said no reasonable prosecutor would indict. There was no intent to own secret servers, according to James Comey. Think about that. Servers with top secret and special access program intelligence on them. There was no intent to own secret servers that President Obama didn't even know of. When you hear the argument, well, look, so many people in Trump's sphere went to prison or were indicted. Yeah, because the entire American political system, Hollywood, social media algorithms, late night, they're all leveled against Trump. And when you actually have evidence of crimes, James Comey fabricates a hypothetical, imaginary prosecutor who would look at secret servers that President Obama didn't even know of, that found some way to transfer top secret and classified data from secure government networks and servers onto private secret servers. And James Comey said that prosecutor, who doesn't exist, would be so reasonable the person wouldn't indict Clinton because there was no intent when owning secret servers. There was no intent. Inherent to owning a secret server is the intent to hide communication. But again, we're talking about morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats who live within this cloak of cognitive dissonance, this cloud of cognitive dissonance shaping their viewpoint on everything. So Trump's going to go after them legally, and he'll sue the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Department of Justice, Merrick Garland. He'll probably try to sue people personally, like he did with his lawsuit several months back. And the informant almost certainly has no direct knowledge. So there were people when he was first impeached that said he committed a crime. They never had direct knowledge of any criminal act. Nobody ever has direct knowledge or evidence that Trump actually committed a crime. Hit subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. That will grow. I'll be doing other segments on that. This channel is going to go way past 200,000 very soon. It's because of you. I cannot thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough, people who've been subscribed to this channel since 2016, early 2016, when I first really started this channel. I can't thank you enough. Tell your friends, tell your family, become a member of this channel, and also, if you want to support my work long-term, my Patreon is below. If you want to give a super thanks, thank you so very much. It's right next to the like and the share buttons. If you want to read my writing in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, and other publications, go to hagoodman.com. There was no probable cause. There was no probable cause because an informant would almost certainly lack the security clearance needed to rummage through his boxes of classified data and allegedly top secret documents regarding nuclear armament. So you can't accuse, if there's an informant accusing Trump, it's the same, almost certainly the same type of informant that accused Trump of secret servers or being in a Moscow hotel room with the Steele dossier, or Michael Cohen informing the world that Trump, committed all of his crimes. Nothing Michael Cohen said, flipping and singing on Trump led to any indictment of Trump. Nothing within the Steele dossier, which was purchased by Clinton. Nothing within the Alpha Bank allegations. Nothing from the Georgia probe. Nothing from the New York investigation. They have nothing on Trump. I wouldn't vote for Trump if he had secret servers and he had 150 suspicious financial transactions like Hunter and James and Mashed Potato Brains Joe they have. I wouldn't have voted for Trump if he didn't have record low poverty rate under Trump and record highs in household median income in 2019, according to CNN and all the data. It was the best economic environment we've had in 40 years, 40 plus years, like 50 years. More than 50 years. If you're a socialist that you care about the working class, you should love Trump. Record low in poverty. We now have 15% poverty rate. Poverty increase. You're voting for poverty if you vote Democrat. But anyway, see, here's the difference between me and the wonderful, morally superior 20 million sub YouTube channels. Or no, 20 million venture capital funded 4 million sub YouTube channels. Okay, I wouldn't vote for Trump if he had Liz Cheney's foreign policy. Liz Cheney, by the way, voted alongside Trump 90% of the time in Congress, but who's counting? So did Kinzinger. And then when they left, they said, okay, how can we make more money? People accused me of of becoming a supporter of Trump for money. It's like, no. The money is where the Democrats, like if you're on the left, that's where the money is. I made the most on Patreon when I was a Bernie Sanders supporter, not now. You can make a lot of money as a Bernie Sanders person on the left, person who despises Trump. So, like, it's not like Make America Great Again merchandise is flying off the shelves. Because Democrats, in their usual apoplectic hysteria, when they complain about extremism and violence from Trump supporters, have made it okay to just flip someone's hat off. Remember when they were doing that, in addition to the $1 to $2 billion in property damage that Democrats just ignored? And I support why people demonstrated. It's a very important cause and a horrible tragedy. But $1 to $2 billion, I don't in property damage, 19 lives lost, people of color losing their lives, losing businesses, losing property. I don't support that. But Democrats apparently do, or at least gave tacit approval, with CNN fiery but peaceful, with it building in flames behind the... I mean, are you kidding me? They've created a meme of themselves. Brett Kavanaugh almost losing his life because of a maniac. From a blue state, by the way. Got firearms and all. So anyway, look. How many churches were burned to the ground? How many conservative clinics were also destroyed after the Dobbs decision? Are you kidding me? And so he's going to go after, there was no probable cause, but proving that there was no probable cause is going to be a little bit difficult, because what happens is most judges side with the U.S. government. They say, well, if it was signed off, then they find out years later that Kevin Clinesmith falsified information. Then they find out years later that Clinton purchased the Steele dossier. Then they find out years later that Sussman was paid to fabricate server allegations. So they have a finely tuned machine based on overt lies funneled through, legitimate government bureaucracy that for a month or a year legitimizes those deceitful, baseless claims. With Trump, you can make a baseless claim and filter it through the government, and then you'll get a legitimate investigation based on a lie. With Democrats, if Trump, God forbid, makes a claim without categorical proof at that moment, no way can he investigate it. It's baseless. He should never have been born, and you should, be ashamed and embarrassed that you ever listened to anything he said, because God forbid, if he doesn't have absolute categorical proof right then and there, he can't make the claim. But Democrats can make any claim they want, because they then funnel the deceitful claim through an informant, or they impeach him on nonsense, an ellipsis. Oh, he committed this crime. Well, then why wasn't he indicted? That's actually against the law. But they don't have a crime that he committed. They just have... When they say he's corrupt, what they truly mean is, according to their sensibilities, their wonderful, morally superior sensibilities, he must have done a whole bunch of things they can't prove. You can prove Clinton transferred top secret and special access program intelligence. You can prove through Hunter's emails that he committed crimes. You can't prove anything with what they have against Trump. So that's why I say there's no probable cause, almost certainly. Give me your thoughts below, and he'll sue them. And you know what? It'll take the duration of the Durham Pro Special Counsel and Trump Republicans in the House and the Senate for him ultimately to be vindicated through a lawsuit. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. I'll be back at around 9:30 p.m.